Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for March 1st, 2018. It's currently 9 a.m. And I think we can pretty much confirm that March is going to be coming in like a very angry lion with a major coastal storm expected to impact the region starting this evening, continuing on through tomorrow, and exiting on Saturday morning with some significant and possibly very debilitating impacts on much of the region. We're going to be talking about snow, we're going to be talking about heavy rain, flooding, wind damage, visibility below a mile at some locations, blizzard-like conditions because of those strong winds and snow falling in the air, and also coastal flooding, leading to some significant beach erosion and damage along the shore. So a lot to talk about here, so let's dive right into it. Currently, we are very warm. Temperatures are in the upper 40s to lower 50s throughout much of the region. A few mid 40s mixed in there, farther off into the interior, upper 30s to lower 40s. Right now is literally the calm before the storm. We have calm winds, variable to a broken cloud cover, and temperatures are pretty comfortable for this morning. Enjoy this while you can. Get your supplies prepared. Get prepared on the coast. Get prepared over the interior for heavy snow. Now is the time to get ready for this storm, because by the time we get to this afternoon and evening, things are going to start going downhill pretty quickly. On the surface map, high pressure is pushed off the coast, and we have our storm that's starting to develop out here in the upper Midwest. This low pressure system will track towards eastern Ohio and then to the south of Lake Erie, and then we're going to start to see the evolution of this storm basically jumping towards the New Jersey coastal waters and rapidly intensifying tomorrow morning, leading to some significant impacts throughout the region. Currently on the radar, all your rainfalls to the west. Look for these showers to start to build into the region by the time we get to this afternoon and evening. And to kind of give you an idea of the size of this storm, this is the size of the storm. You have basically strong severe thunderstorms down here over the Mississippi River Valley, heavy rainfall. Now, this is a precipitation type radar. Notice there's not a lot of cold air involved with this storm just yet. We have a little bit of cold air over here over the northern plains and western Great Lakes with our polar shortwave. And as this polar shortwave starts to interact with all of this moisture, we're going to see more and more of a signal of cold air mixing into this system and snow becoming a growing influence on this storm. In the meantime, let's take a look at the infrared satellite picture, and you can see all these cold cloud tops. What this tells us is that there is a tremendous amount of lifting with this storm already, and we haven't even gotten to the point where this storm really bombs out tomorrow morning off the New Jersey coast. So we have plenty of lifting, clearly plenty of support in the upper levels for this storm to intensify. And on the water vapor satellite picture, you can see the polar shortwave right here. The Pacific shortwave is right here. They're about to interact, plenty of moisture, and look at the moisture connection all the way down into the tropical Pacific. So there's plenty of moisture to be used here for this storm to produce anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain on the coast, 1 to 2 inches of rain over the interior before going over to snow. So let's break down this forecast. For this afternoon, and we're going to start to see showers begin to break out later on this afternoon. Temperatures are going to be very warm. We're talking about high temperatures this afternoon in the mid to upper 50s. So it's going to feel spring-like. You're going to start to see more of an easterly wind start to take shape here, increasing to 10 to 20 miles per hour later on this afternoon, 15 to 25 miles per hour this evening as this low pressure system really starts to get its act together. For this evening, here's where things start to get very interesting. Our primary low pressure system's back here to the south of Lake Erie. Meanwhile, we have our secondary low pressure system starting to get their act together and organizing off the mid-Atlantic coast. During this time period, this is all rain. Everybody, even the highest elevations, all rain, as temperatures will be in the 50s and 40s. So clearly, everyone's rain at this point. But by the time we get to 1 a.m. at midnight, our primary low pressure system starts to jump towards the coastal waters. And as that happens, colder air starts to get pulled in to the storm. Again, around 1 a.m., everyone is rain. You might see a little bit of mix of snow over the highest elevations in the Poconos, say around 1,000 feet and above. But for the most part, in terms of any type of accumulating snowfall, it's all rain. During this time period, you're going to see your winds start to increase from the northeast, around 15 to 25 miles per hour, increasing to 15 to 30 miles per hour along the coast, with gusts over 40 miles per hour. Then, tomorrow morning, this low pressure system basically bombs out and basically meanders around the benchmark throughout the day on Friday. Low pressure system basically goes nowhere and rapidly intensifies. During this time period, along the coast, heavy rain, very strong winds. You're looking at 20 to 40 mile per hour winds, gusts possibly over 60 miles per hour, major coastal flooding, major beach erosion, visibility below a mile. Meanwhile, over the interior, that colder air starts in the higher elevations and starts to work its way down towards the sea level. So initially, the only locations that are going to see snow tomorrow morning will be your highest elevations above 1,000 feet. That's going to drop through the morning through 700 feet, and then eventually after 700 feet by the afternoon to the sea surface. Now, while that's evolving, very heavy rain will be moving through, and the precipitation should do what we call pivot. Basically, it looks like it just kind of shifts from east to northeast, and very heavy precipitation will be in place. By the time we get to the afternoon hours, don't be surprised, even along the coast, if the rain changes over to snow. But your surface temperatures are going to be too warm to support accumulation. So eventually, as the storm ends, this rain will change over to snow, but because this is a very wet snow and the surface is very warm, and because of where the storm is located, way out here in the Atlantic, this means your strongest lifting is going to be off the coast, which a lot of people are talking about, well, very strong lifting will lead to the rain changing over to snow and accumulation. That will not be the case on the coast, I don't think. Okay, my idea is that it does change over to snow, but it doesn't accumulate as the storm is ending. It just pretty much falls on the ground and melts. The interior, there are going to be locations in the Poconos, for example, anywhere above 1,000 feet that may actually push to a foot, possibly even more in a few isolated locations. Meanwhile, a little bit lower, you're going to see maybe a 3 to 6 inch snowfall between 700 and 1,000 feet, and a trace to 2 inches below that. So it's going to be a very elevation dependent snowfall. In terms of the winds, you're talking about the potential for major wind damage, power outages, very poor visibility, major coastal flooding. So, and while this is all evolving, temperatures will be falling through the 40s and into the 30s, okay? So over the interior, you're going to be talking about temperatures falling from the lower 40s into the lower 30s, thus the snow accumulation. Over along the coast, you're going to talk about temperatures falling from the lower to mid 40s into the upper 30s, thus the limitation of snow accumulation, but still snow in the air. So here is basically what we're expecting with this storm. Mostly rain along the coast, possibly ending in snow, looking at 1 to 3 inches of rain. A trace of snow is possible on some cold surfaces at the end of the storm. Wind gusts over 40 miles per hour are likely, 60 miles per hour possible. Coastal flooding 2 to 4 feet, 6 feet in isolated locations. Coastal flooding and beach erosion are going to be major problems along the coastline. Okay, it's going to create some significant damage, so definitely be prepared for that. As you move a little bit further north and west, rain ending as a rain-snow mix. A trace to 2 inches of snow will be possible in these locations, mostly on cold surfaces again, and towards the end of the storm. These locations will see that rain change over to snow a little bit faster than on the coastline. Then as we go over the interior, the changeover from rain to snow is much faster, starting first above 1,000 feet, where 6 to 12 inches of snow will be possible. Again, this is all dependent on how fast that changeover occurs, and then after that, how fast does that snow start to accumulate. This is going to be a very heavy wet snow, by the way, so the snow ratio outside of a few locations where you can get some mesoscale banding, will likely be around 8 to 1. From 700 to 1,000 feet, again, imagine that snow line descending in elevation. Look for snowfall amounts of 3 to 6 inches, and then below 700 feet, a trace to 2 inches. Of course, the higher you are in elevation, the more likely you'll see that 2 inches rather than a trace. And that is pretty much how this whole setup is going to be evolving. Impact time starting around 4 p.m. this afternoon, continuing on to 4 a.m. on Saturday as the precipitation leaves. But look for those strong wind impacts to continue throughout the day on Saturday, with the worst impacts between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. tomorrow. Saturday, well, everything starts to clear out. You start to see your precipitation leave in the morning, clearing skies in the afternoon. Winds will be from the northwest around 15 to 25 miles per hour, so still very windy. And temperatures will range from the lower to mid 30s for lows and lower to mid 40s for highs. On Sunday, high pressure will be in control with sky cloud cover, lows in the lower to mid 30s, highs in the mid to upper 40s. On Monday, high pressure still in control with sky cloud cover. Look for lows in the upper 20s, highs in the mid to upper 40s. And we're watching this low pressure system right here for the middle of the week. On Tuesday, look for increasing clouds, showers developing towards the evening, lows in the upper 20s, highs in the mid to upper 40s. And then once again, we're dealing with another coastal storm potentially off the East Coast with periods of rain, possibly some mountain snow, looking for temperatures to range from the lower to mid 30s over the interior and upper 30s to lower 40s along the coast for lows, and temperatures ranging from the mid 40s to lower 50s for highs throughout the day, with periods of rain and snow over the higher elevations and possibly another very strong storm. So we'll watch this very carefully. And on Thursday, skies start to clear. Temperatures will range from the upper 20s to lower 30s for lows and lower to mid 40s for highs. That is your forecast discussion for today. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino, and please be safe out there.